everyone. Today we're going to be making burnt cheesecake or basque cheesecake as it's called. As we know that there are different varieties of cheesecakes in the market, and there is you have the New York cheesecake, which is the basic one. You have different like strawberry cheesecake, mango cheesecake, yogurt cheesecake. You have different varieties of cheesecake. This is one of my favorite, and the in thing today, I mean most of the people love this flavor because it is burnt cheesecake. Means it can be cooked at a very high heat, it can be burnt, it can crack it, but it can never go wrong if you it's a very simple recipe wherein you just mix up all the ingredients and you cook it at a very high temperature at 200 degrees Celsius for a short period of time, wherein the inside of the cake is very gooey and like a custardy, it's more like a dessert, and the outside crust gets burnt and it's like the burnt marshmallow. So I will tell you all the ingredients here. I'm making a small size one in a 7-inch pan. So you have 450 grams of cream cheese. This is Kraft cheese, but if you get Philadelphia cream cheese, that is the best. Then I have here 230 grams of cream, fresh cream. I have 50 grams of sour cream, which is my own addition to the recipe. This is not in the actual burnt cheesecake, doesn't have it, but it gives a tang to the flavor to the cake, and I like it that way. I have 4 eggs here, 4 large eggs. 150 grams of caster sugar, that's fine sugar. I have vanilla essence, a pinch of salt, and this is 25 grams of all-purpose flour. Vanilla essence is not added usually, but I add because the monotony of the cake, just to kill the monotony, I just add a little bit of vanilla essence. You could add lemon juice, which also gives a very tangy and nice flavor to the cake. You can modify the recipe according to your taste. So we get started. The first thing we do is we mix the cream cheese and the sugar into a very smooth paste wherein we do not have any, when we touch it, there should be no grittiness of the sugar. So the secret to a very nice cheesecake is that it should be very homogeneous, blend very well so that there are no lumps of cheese in the cake, and everything is mixed very well. So we start the recipe. So you just need to have a hand blender. It's not you don't need to have a tabletop blender. You can just use a normal hand blender. So I'm putting the cream cheese into the mixing bowl. I'm also adding the sugar to it. This is 150 grams of caster sugar, and I'm going to beat it on a low speed for at least 10 minutes but in between you got to scrape the sides of the bowl so that the mixture is beating very uniformly. Okay, you can see that the cream cheese and the sugar have been very smoothly beaten up now. So I will just beat it for another 1 minute, and then I will start adding the eggs one at a time without over beating it. After each addition for maybe about 10 seconds I would be beating it, and then we go to the next ingredients after that. I'm going to add the eggs one at a time. The eggs are the ones that allow the cake to rise. And then the final last egg goes in. just going to stop the beater. I will just scrape the sides so that everywhere it is being mixed evenly. As I told you, there should be no lumps. When there are lumps, your cream cake will not be having a smooth texture. Now I'm going to stop this and I'm going to be adding the salt, the vanilla essence, the sour cream. This is 50 grams of sour cream, which again I told you is an optional one. I like it. The cream cheese a little tangy taste to it, so that's why I add this one. And then we have 230 grams of cream. The cream is what gives you the smooth taste and the custardy flavor in the cheesecake. So we just mix this and then we finally add the flour. You do not overbeat it, you just allow it to mix and then that's it. And our final ingredient is the flour, which also goes in. As I told you, this is a very simple recipe because it's you just have to mix everything together and your batter is good to go. So this has been just beating for 1 minute and I think it's almost done now. We do not overbeat the mixture. We stop and then we pour it into the pan. Okay, here I have a 7-inch pan which I have lined with butter paper. I've just crunched the butter paper and put it inside because this cake, as I told you, it does not have a biscuit crust. It is a baseless cake, so the top, when it's burnt, that gives you it's as good as having a crust on top. And don't go by the looks of the cake. It doesn't look very appealing, but it is heavenly to taste. So my oven here is preheating at 200 degrees Celsius, and as I told you earlier, this is a cake that is going to be cooked at a very high temperature and for a very short period of time. So I will be pouring the batter into the pan, and as I told you, it is a burnt cheesecake. We want the top to burn, and that is what will make your cheesecake have that marshmallowy taste of the burnt cheese. So now I'm going to pour the batter into the pan. Okay, I have poured the batter into the pan now and I'm going to put it into the oven. We will be baking it for about 55 to 60 minutes, or depending on how burnt you want your cheesecake to be. So I put it into the oven and we will get back once the cake is done. Our cake is just out of the oven and you can have a look at it. It is burnt on top, but you can see that it's still jiggly in the middle. This is how it has to be. Now it is risen and it is, after some time, it will deflate and it will go down a little bit, it will sink. And then you have to chill it for some time. Once it's cool, we will take off the butter paper and then we will cut it. So now I'm going to keep it for cooling down. Now it's really hot, it's just out of the oven. I'm going to keep it for it to cool down, and then once it's cooled down, I will come back and show it to you how it. So you can see this is how it should be. It should be still jiggly in the middle, not completely cooked. Okay, our cake has been chilling for some time now. So I'm just going to pull out the butter paper, and you can see it looks nice and yummy. I'm going to just cut out a piece and show it to you. Okay, here we go. I can feel the inside is nice and moist. Okay. Here we go. This looks nice and beautiful. So this is our burnt cheesecake. It looks nice. As you can see, it's a little custardy inside. It's nice and moist inside, and the top is having a nice burnt crust. So it's time to taste now. Just awesome. Please do try out this recipe at home, and I'm sure you'll really love it. It is really delicious and it just melts in your mouth. The upper crust is a little, you have a crusty flavor there, and the inside is nice and moist and like a custard. Hope you make it at home and enjoy it. Thank you for watching, and have a good day.